everyone, welcome back to the drama. Welcome back to the channel. Yeah, it is. It's all drama. I mean, if you're watching for the first time, you might want to watch part one of this. The tenant not paying his rent. So he's actually due to leave on the 1st of February. So I thought, well, anyway, I ended up going down to the police station. And the reason why I went, which I'm quite glad, because, right, so there was a few neighbours have been concerned. In fact, there has been a few concerns about him and the way that he's raising his kids, like the children, with him neglecting them, basically. I won't go too much into that. So basically, there was talk about reporting him. And I basically said, because he's on my land and property, I do have a duty of care. I've worked in social services. I do have a duty of care. Let me report him. That was quite a while ago, to be honest with you. And they came out. So anyway, she comes, this social worker does, and goes down there, and I go down as well. With these people, you really got to hit the record button. Obviously, I can't play all the recording because of, the social workers on there as well. But she gets there, I go up there with her. She said, am I okay to go and be on? I said, I'll come with you. So she kind of calls him and whatever. So he rings his mum. Mummy. And so he's on the phone and she's trying to say, I'm here. I need to talk to you. No, you have to ring me mother. So he's on the phone telling his mum that I will be formulating a lot of lies, obviously saying this for the social worker to hear. And so the same thing that she did with her husband is the same thing she's doing to me. I'll go in and out the patwa. And then he said, I'll go come out here, please. That's what I want you to do. Do you get me? I had to write this down. I recorded him. I had to write it down because these narcissists, they are pathological liars and they're tripping themselves up. Honestly, their days are numbered. Honestly, if you're with a narcissist, don't worry about it. You've just got to play the game, really, because that's what I see it as now. It's a game. It feels like a game of chess between God and Satan. They've just become embodied by evil beyond belief. Every time the social worker, this is the signs of narcissism. They don't give anybody a chance to say anything. She's out there to do an investigation. Let her do a job. No, he weren't having it. He wasn't, and he don't like women. Does not like women. I don't know how he's ended up with 3 kids. But he just thinks women are meant to be down there, basically. Talks to his mum any old how. Has got no respect whatsoever. So then he goes and says to the social worker about his kids, like they pick them up out to her and she don't even look upon them. Which is partially true. When he sends the little boy down here to charge his laptop and charge his phone from my solar, I've given him notice, but he's still using it. Well, I can stop that at any time. So be careful, mate. And when he comes down, and if he says to me, hello, Auntie Denise, then I will say hello back. Sometimes he'll come down and he'll walk straight past me. Now, I'm not going to call to him if he does. When he's with his dad, I definitely, he could call to me till he's blue in the face. I am not looking in that direction because I don't want to engage with this narcissist, because it's like, you know, they feed off a bit of your energy, don't they? I don't want to give him that. So, yeah, partially true. So even when the social worker's trying to tell him that, you know, we're adults, he butts in, you know, and says, yeah, if you understand the context, that was all he was saying, and that is his conversation. That even when I used to talk to him, he would talk about intellect and context, understand the context, and after a while it just drains your energy because you can't get anywhere with him at all. So, you know, he said it again, how he passes and the children pass and she don't even look upon them. She don't care about them. This is the person, and I've got witnesses for this, thank God, that his narcissist uncle was accusing me of being in a relationship with him. Good God. Even he himself had to say he's got no respect for you. He had to say that. And when his narcissist uncle, after he beat up his little girl, licked his girl, and a scar ends up on her face, and he was going to report him and went over there to go and beat the hell out of him, I stood in between and he's telling him, you've got to go. And I said, what about the children? What about the children? You can't let the children. The uncle didn't care. He said, we're not here. But he picked it in. You know, the grandmother can take one, the other two can go and live with their mum. We're not here. So for him to say that I don't care, but there comes a time when actually, and even God said to me, he's using these children as an empath. And that's what he saw me as, this kind person, and thinks that he can keep doing what he's doing with me. And I let him carry on using me as a doormat for the rest of my days here. I didn't come to Jamaica for that. I'm happy to help people, but not lazy people that want to use you. And that's what they are. It's a family of them. It's third and to the fourth generation. The grandmother, the mother and the sister, and the daughter and the son, the grandson. And if we don't mind sharp, it's going to be the kids as well, poor kids. But I pray that somebody will break that generational curse. I really do. And then he's saying how she just I try to get her way, forget her way. I don't know what that means. She's trying to get her way, I'm in my house, my yacht, and to get her way. And then, you know, he starts bragging about this meeting that, I've had to really transcribe this, bragging about being at a meeting where he was told that he was a great father. And, you know, how is he doing it, having to raise them on his own? Well, you're not doing very well. Not at all. Not at all. You've got no electricity down there. You don't bother with you could have your own catchment of water. You don't bother with that. You're taking water out the coop that was there for how long? Coming up here, nicking my bit of water, and I have to tell you, I was allowing you before, but now, no, go and buy your own water. And then electricity, has to charge his phone and his laptop here. Have a little bit of respect, because that can be cut off at any point. But I was still thinking about the children. But now that you said, what did he say? That should not care about them. Well, as you've said it to the hearing of God, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. Or basically, or maybe not that, that's the incorrect term, but death and life is in the power of your tongue, mate. Proverbs 18:21. And you'll eat the fruit of it. So as you've said it to the hearing of God, so shall it be, because the curse has come down, third to fourth generation. So boasting about, you know, how good he is, and telling telling the social worker, the mother run away and left them. That's how terrible a person he is. He's terrible. That's how he was putting her down. He was beating her to a pulp, beating her. Even the one day he's like locking her out the house, beating her, till the neighbours are having to be shouting, and you know, because she's out there crying inside, I didn't hear her. And you know, the police were called. She had to run away and cut all ties, children included. You know, she was coming back to see them, but she'd always say to me, Auntie, I dread it. I know where you're coming from, my darling. I know where you're coming from. Remember, I've been with the narcissist uncle, and he who feels it knows it. So then he goes on to tell the social worker, she a sick person, our people over foreign have sent for him, talking about the husband. And, you know, kept talking about, as the social worker's trying to butt in, no, you need to hear the context. And then he told her, go check pan our house, go look pan our house. And said, cause a beer altar and garbage in there. Yes, I do have an altar. So does his born again mum, born again, Church of God of Prophecy or New Testament, one of them, worship leader, preaches the message of God on the altar or prayer line practically every night, fasting more than she eats. And even her pastor had to say, what are you fasting so much for? If you fasted and it's not working, you might as well not fast. So, your fasting isn't working. Check out which God you're with. Check out your God. Because I know that when I fast, when I pray, things happen. I don't even need to fast. I can just pray and ask God, and God does it. So, anyway, and talking about altar, the one day I was there and her youngest son was somewhere in the room, and all I heard her say is like, come back from your altar, mind me altar. So if you're going to talk about altar, talk about your mum's altar as well. So then, yeah, she a demon, she a witch, you know, the social worker just wasn't trying to get in there, you know, she couldn't get a word in edgeways. And, you know, and the social worker trying to say, well, you know, I need to get underway and get this thing done and sorted, you know, because I've got other places to go. He lied and said he's got somewhere to go. I may have somewhere to go as well. Well, he's still up there. He's not gone anywhere. Liars. These people lie. They are pathological, they're not even professional liars, because they don't even hear what they say, see what they say. You know, speaking of which, you know, the mother, the grandmother then, when the son was talking about, oh, your back hunch, so only you know the foolishness and not eat no meat, and that's, you know, drink no milk, that's why your back hunch up. And she said no. So she said, that's not the reason why I've got a hunchback. And then he said, well, what's the reason? Because my sister said something, and I went to God and said, if I lie me I tell, make me back hunch. I held my mouth. I said to, you know, the narcissist husband, did you hear what she said? He had to say to her, you can't even hear what you say. You know what you just say? And God caused you to hunch your back because you did lie. And nothing to say. It's out of the abundance of the heart. The mouth is speaking. So, you know, is there saying, you know, about the same thing she do with her husband. She a mad woman. That was what he was saying about me as well. I wasn't the one that ended up having to be seen by a psychiatrist, getting a diagnosis of, you know, personality disorder. obviously with my research, I thought, oh my God, he's NPD. And, and just by the way as well, when at the hospital, when the doctor, when I was telling her what was happening, do you know what she says? And I know in England, a doctor couldn't say that and get away with it. They would have probably got the sack. They would have been fired. She said to me, do you know that you are in spiritual warfare? It was music to my ears. Somebody understands. Yes, I do know. I do know. And she said, this is spiritual warfare. I said, I know, doctor. And, so saying to the social worker, madam, may I come out our place? As you've said it to the hearing of God, so shall it be. And so at that point, when he said, may I come out your place, I started looking him in his eyes, staring in his eyes, and saying, yeah, you can't stare from me, with your demon eyes, yeah, madam. And then he's saying, she'll do all of this because she wants her place, and any means necessary to do all kind of thing, she'll tell lie, say me a ill treat, me pick me then. And even your mom has seen it. Everybody's seen it, people can see it, not just me. The clinic saw it, they're underweight, and then I had to say to him, it's nothing to do with that. That was a separate thing. You've got to come out because you're not paying your $12,000 rent. That's why you're coming out. And then he brings in his mom. My mother, she lend you money. You pay me mother back her money. You pay her back. And then telling the social worker, she did a thief light. And my mother make her husband take out 500,000. What a liar. What a liar. And I think I've got it on video in previous videos about what happened there. It wasn't 500,000, it was 400,000. It wasn't, anyway. So, and then basically saying, she paid that back. She paid back, me mother, 70-odd thousand. Oh, let me bring up this 70-odd thousand. When her brother, yes, the light was teething, because I've said it before. I don't know nothing about Jamaica. I didn't even know that, you had to get a title for the car. He said, when you come to Jamaica, you have to do what the Jamaican them do. You're in England, me listen to you. In Jamaica, listen to me. Okay. So, this is what I've never paid. He said he never paid no JPS. And he's, he wants to play his music. So that's why he's teething light. I don't need light to be teethed because I manage quite well on the electricity, on the solar that I've got. So when now he asked his sister if the husband, would he be able to lend me any money? I don't know, you'd have to ask him. So it weren't me that asked, it was him. Her brother asked, his uncle asked the question, and him with his kind heart lent the money. She was shocked to see that that had happened. And so now she runs, and 1 minute she can't get no money, no money. The next minute she can get $100,000 from credit union. She ran to sort it out because this is what narcissists do. They want to be better than the other person. And somebody does something, they want to outdo them, but she couldn't outdo with that big amount, so she did what she could. So she leaves the phone on the car or something, and she says that she's lost her phone. So I'm about to tell her that, okay, she's got that 100,000. However, it was 25,000 then to get a new phone. Get the phone and I'll still pay you, or we then, but I'll just say, equals 2 have become one flesh, whatever. Well, you'll get back the 100,000. And then So I was going to tell her, but then she said, the Holy Spirit, church again, the Holy Spirit told her that the money that she's already given to me, which was, I think, 40,000, I'm not to give that money back because the Holy Spirit said that. Then, recently, she sent me a text to say that the money what you owe me, give it back. Me want it back. You can take out your rent and give me the change. That's what she said. Now you're lying on the Holy Spirit. Be careful, Badia. Be careful. Do you know something? These people pray against their enemies for all sorts of hell to happen to them. I don't need to. I just do the right thing beside God, and then I watch them self-destruct. I don't have to pray. The only thing I pray is like, God, get him out, get him off the land, and open their hearts so that they can get to know you and know your goodness and, you know, to take the evil out of them. I don't pray evil on people, you crackers. You pray evil on people, it's going to come back on you. I ain't having none of that come back on me. I used to pray those ways when I was in the church and realised that all hell's breaking loose in my life because of my prayers. Pray what you want for yourself, I pray for others. If I need them to be removed out of my life, then God take them out. And that's what I'm praying over him. So, he's telling me about the 70,000. So the other 35, wasn't even, whether she said pay it back or not pay it back, in my head I was going to give it back. And to be honest with you, the 3 months notice, I thought, well, she's kind of, I won't have to give her that back. But now she wants the rest of it. And in fact, she would be owing me because the rent's 36. And plus, you know, if you're talking about, which he talks about the laundry, I was doing her washing. Well, you owe me $1,000 then if you want to be pedantic. But you can keep it actually. So you pay it back. You know, he was saying, the 70,000 what you owe me, mother. You pay it back. Take out the rent out of it and give her the rest. So I've just explained about that. And he said, me no want there, you know, brother. As you've said it to the hearing of God, so shall it be. If me had the money, me give you and go on when me they go. So he's telling the social worker, she just want me out of her place. And then she said, like, then he was telling her, well, you know, he basically didn't want to talk to her then. Call me, this is my number, call me and talk to me. And I'll give you the right context. And then, nobody can follow what she said. So, listen to me, me mother help her. But she don't get no rent, so she had to take it out upon me. Now what? It's on record. I've recorded it because God said you've got to record these people. And in fact, that's what he does, recording everything. So, she don't get no rent and she had to take it out upon me. That's why when they're talking, they don't even know what they're talking about. The grandmother's talking about her back home, if I lie me, I tell. She don't get no rent. If you ain't got to pay no rent, it's like when they're out. Anyway, there's just too much. Too much. I hope people are learning something, you know. Whoops. Then talking about she raised chicken and the principal buy chicken. Well, that's what happens when you raise chickens. People do buy them. That's the whole purpose of raising them. So they're basically saying it's because of them. No hint that God ain't in their life, you know. They're just talking about what they're doing. So, you know, talking about the washing the clothes so she can get money. Then, again, he's repeated. I mean, mother make her husband take out 500,000 loan. She not pay. She pay 2 times and says she not pay no more. And she a dodging. Oh, Jesus, have mercy. Oh, my God, have mercy. Dodging. You yourself have seen him come here. I was doing taxi runs for him. and he was paying me to do like my little charter when I had the car. He comes and helps with stuff, and you've seen him here. So what you talking about? Dodging? Oh dear. Anyway, and then talks back. Me mother, year $70,000. The whole way you take, and then saying how to the woman she make the agreement. I know her husband overseas. Her husband have to run and leave her because she a mad woman. Look pan you. If I what? Him did have to look pan next woman. Car who you? Why would he want to be here around me? I don't get it. Anyway, it was a little bit. I thought to myself, do you know what? He's leaving next week, so I thought. So I thought, I'm going to go to the police station. So I went down the library, uploaded a video. And yeah, so I went to the library, uploaded a video, and I thought, oh, let me go to the police station. And sort of like, you know, say what's going to happen, because I had a plan. But they basically said, no, you can't do that. The law's actually in their favour. This is the reason why. I tell you, the only law is God's law. I am really in this world, but I'm not of it. And there are some things, okay, God will allow it for a higher purpose, higher. So, they said, and I said, I've given notice. But me writing a letter isn't notice in the eyes of the law, because he can say he didn't receive it, even if you sent it by text. So he knows certain things, which is why he's not making no attempt to move. There's no attempt whatsoever. But he can't stay here because God has the final say. And in the same way, God said his uncle had to leave and he's now in the UK, is the same way God has said to me, he's got to leave. So whether it's on the 1st or not, well, it's not going to be on the 1st, unless he had a little bit of decency and said, you know what, but they don't. Narcissists will keep pushing until their deathbed. His uncle used to say that about his mum. Shinachi and you know, until death. So, until death. Well, you ain't staying here till your death. Unless, fill in the dots. You know what I mean? So, don't play with me. You narcissist, don't play with Denise. You picked on the wrong person. You've taken my kindness for weakness. You know what I mean? My meekness and always trying to help. You don't know what God's been doing. The inner work that God's been doing in me. A bit like an iceberg. You know, when the Titanic went into the iceberg, it only saw the tip of it, didn't see the bottom, didn't see the damage that it was going to do. Well, that's where I'm at. There's a lot below the surface, deep work within, and you ain't seen nothing yet, honestly. Follow my story, because as it unfolds, God said, I want you to be sharing your story. There's a bigger picture here. God ain't playing. Well, he is. He plays with me. We do. Me and God, we dance. I laugh with God, it tickles me. It just, honestly, I'm in stitches sometimes, the way that God does things. And because I'm just deeply connected with my Creator, you know, the divine realm. Yeah, I've got my altar. Earth, wind, fire and water, something to represent, you know, and the air. Earth, air, fire and water, something to represent it. Since I've had my altar, oh, I tell you know, I'm hearing more and more clearly. Every time God tells me to do something and I do it, I just get this deep inner peace, or something favourable happens. So him saying it's his mom that's making me have money, well, since November, I've had no rent. Is it still your mum? No, because guess what? God is my source. God provides every single thing that I need. I have found money in my carport, and I've needed that little bit of money. Everything that I need, I get. God knows what I need. And when you walk in alignment with God, you will get everything that you need. And that's where I'm at. So anyway, back to the police. So I goes down and I've told them what my plans are, and they've said, no, you can't do that. You've got to work within the law. Okay, tell me what the law is. So this is for anybody else, that if you want to get rid of somebody and you haven't, because remember, I haven't got like anything official rented. It's just, the reason why he's here is because his uncle, basically. So it's all a part of their demonic plan to destroy me, but they can't. What God's blessed, nobody can curse. So the police said there's some paperwork that I need to get. They have to serve it officially. The police have to do it. So once I get the paperwork in place, so you can get the, if anybody's in this situation, get the paperwork from the post office, or there's a bookstore if you're in Montego Bay by Sangsters, and it's notice for tenants. And then you get a JP to sign it. No, the JP has to fill it out and stamp it. So once the JP's done that, so the actual officer, the serving officer, they said, oh, he'll be back in a bit, shall I get him to call you? I went, no, I'll wait for him. So I waited, and he talked me through the process and said he'll be the one to serve it. So it will be 30 days that he'll have, and then the bailiffs will get him out. So a delay, but what I know, it's a certainty that he has to go. There's no two ways about it. I know that this is warfare, definitely. The devil don't give up, neither does Denise, and definitely not God. So, you know, my message to all narcissists, be very careful how you're treating the empaths. Be careful how you're treating people. Be careful how you're treating God's chosen. Touch not my prophets. Don't do them any harm. Don't harm a hair on their heads. And, you know, I had a call from the grandmother, you know, the narcissist's mom, a few days ago, and I'm thinking, well, she's calling me out the blues. There's something behind this. And, oh no, Miss Denny's. Yeah, all right. I know that ain't coming from a good place, because I pick it up in my spirit. And I says, yeah, I'm fine. Yeah, no, actually, I said, yes, I'm really good. And she said, I'm just checking on you. And then she said, oh, when I was at church, they were talking, sorry, they were talking about the holy death, what's going to take place this year. Well, my response was, yeah, the wicked can't live too long, can they? The wicked are going to have to die. And then I thought to myself, no, the wicked have to live. They say the wicked live long, because God says, I'll make, I'll lay a table in the presence of your enemies, so they shouldn't be going anywhere too soon. And then I thought, what kind of a prophecy is that? Negativity? Well, not too negative, because anyway, let me not go down the death route, because I ain't afraid of death. Not at all. And in fact, the Bible actually says, better is the day of one's death. So, yeah, maybe he needs to be on this planet, and they all need to be on the planet for much longer and see what God's doing. But the thing is, what kind of prophecy is that, in terms of there's going to be a lot of deaths? Anybody could prophesy that, and it would be true, because there are many, many, many deaths every year. Many. People are dying all the time, every day, every minute, probably, or second, I don't know. With the billions on the planet, there's loads of deaths. So that were now major prophecy. But anyway, I'm going to leave it there for now. Obviously, this story's not over. I'll keep you posted. But in the meantime, if you're watching for the first time, please like, subscribe. Well, actually, if everybody could like. If you could subscribe if you haven't already done so. And yeah, you know, if you know people that are going through something similar, share it with them. If you know somebody that's about to enter into a marriage with a Jamaican, and I'm not saying every Jamaican is terrible, I'm really not saying that. But what I'm saying is just take precautions, let them watch my videos and listen to the things that I've said, and just take some precautions, because I know a lot of women from England, maybe the US, looking husband, want a husband. The Jamaican man, them have got the sweetest mouths, and you know, they want marriage and this, that and the other. You jump in, you've got your house, you've got all your stuff. Oh, they know who to pick on. Oh yeah, I'll have half of the house, have half of the car, and all this. Oh, because this is going to be my husband for life. It's naivety. You're meeting them, you're in your 50s, and they haven't got nothing. Why? Why have you got nothing? Why have you come this far in life, to this big old age, and you've got diddly squat? Something ain't right. Honestly, red flags, women, intuitive. And I mean, it's the same for men as well, because you're going to get empaths as men and narcissistic women that does the same thing, and will prey, you know, on the kindness of empaths, male or female, narcissist, male and female. So yeah, oh, excuse me. On that note, yeah, and oh yeah, by the way, if you fancy buying me a coffee, yeah, just see the details below. And yeah, until the next time, hold on to your seat and bye for now. Take care. Bye.